That's the thing.
Because like in my opinion,
Well,
like I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I have to say like something about it. Like the people who are from the same country, I mean, sometimes like they are not serious about the topic. This is gonna be a reason. Because when
yeah,
we are from different countries, I mean, when we have a topic, we try to give more details about that. If you have some friends like they are from the same country, from Pakistan, I mean, like sometimes even they don't care about that. Sometimes even they don't listen to them carefully. Because when the people listen to you carefully, trust me, you will push yourself and you will encourage yourself to talk more and to bring more things about the topic. But this can be another reason. That's why sometimes like we complain from the people from the speakers who are from the same country. I mean, with me, it can be another reason, I think.
yeah, no,
Yeah, but don't worry here. Like here, we have many people. Trust me, even they are great speaker. Even they are sometimes like I see some people because like most of the times like Americans and British. I mean, they don't care about the grammar. I mean, like but like here, some people like we have. I mean, we have for beginners. Some people. I mean, the freelance team. You can go there for advanced level because yeah, they have different accents here. I mean, like some of them like they speak quickly, some of them they speak normally, slowly. I mean, like because like here and I mean like most of the times like uh, people like who are beginners with this application. I mean, like they like say to you like they complain sometimes. They say, "Oh my goodness, you speak so quickly. I mean, I cannot understand nothing whatever you're saying right now in your conversation." But you have to
yeah,
look to them. You have to look to your audience to whom you're talking is important. If you talk to beginner level, I mean, students like you need to speak slowly. You need to use simple words. But when you talk to like a group of people, those who know English completely, that time you can you push yourself. That time you challenge yourself to use the difficult words and phrases, idioms, slangs, whatever that is like. But here, the people who are beginners, how can you speak so quickly? Oh my God, he's gone. Camera,
You were
hi.
speaking so good. Yeah, like
Oh, thank you
you
so
have
much.
to recognize your audience, and competent native speakers will recognize the ability to communicate to various groups.
other
So there are some times when I'm talking to beginners and advanced.
Marakhan and Farid. So
Yeah, we can hear, but it was voice break.
yeah,
Still,
hey, I
like it
said
is not
I
clear.
got a phone call from my father.
Yeah, what I
I
say?
said I got a phone call from my father. That's why. Sorry, I'm not getting
Yeah,
you
no
in your
problem.
last
Yeah,
point.
welcome back. But
Of, okay.
What we were saying is that you have to recognize the audience that you're communicating with. So
Yeah.
there's going
No,
to be people that are advanced speakers, there's going to be
yeah.
beginner speakers. So we have to make sure that our audience can understand what we are speaking about. So
Yeah.
sometimes I might use a complicated word for my advanced learners.
Yeah.
So I might say, I was very discombobulated at my job interview. I was so confused
Yeah.
and fumbling through my words because I was really nervous. So I used a fancy word like discombobulated.
Yeah.
And then I also translated it into more simple English. I was confused in my words. I was disorganized in my thoughts. So I was discombobulated. I've essentially defined the word in the same sentence, so my audience of high level learners and low level learners can understand at the same time.
Oh, nice.
that's great.
That's a
Yeah.
good. That's great thing. Yeah. Because your students, your audience feelings. So that's why you are try to understand them in your way.
Yes.
It's very amazing thing, and whatever you want to understand them, and you can because how they can understand.
How what?
I said like whatever in your speaking in your speaking level, whatever you want to understand them to your students, to your audience, you can easily understand them because you are you know them, you are know them easily. Like in which way they understand. Yeah, I said this
Right. So if
because you
I'm
have a
talking
good
to
experience.
a brand new learner, I will use closed-ended questions because they don't have enough vocabulary, right? They
Mm,
don't know how
yeah,
to
yeah,
say full sentences. So then I ask them closed-ended questions like, how are you? They can say good.
yeah.
Where do you live? Pakistan.
Oh, nice.
You know, um, how many brothers do you
Do you?
have? So I say very simple questions that they can give me one word answers, right? But
Yeah,
when I am talking to a more advanced speaker, then I can say, tell me about your family.
yeah.
And then they
Okay.
can say, I live with my mom and dad and my
Yeah,
grandma and my grandpa, and I have
yeah,
4 brothers and 2 sisters.
yeah,
And,
yeah,
like, tell me about your career. Tell
yeah.
me about your job experience. Those are
Mm,
open ended questions that they have to elaborate and give me full sentences.
yeah. And I have a question for you. Like, how long you are, teaching to the, students?
7 years, 8 years, something like that.
Oh, that's, I think you have a good experience. Yeah.
But my main profession is I'm a registered nurse. So I
Oh,
work
yeah.
with
You are,
patients. I
you are,
teach online sometimes, but I,
oh,
I
yeah.
mainly am a nurse.
Oh, nice. But you are teaching until you are teaching in a good way. You are teaching with your, happiness, with your passion. So that's the thing will give you a good experience.
Yeah, like as a nurse, I have to teach. I have to teach my patients how to be
Yeah,
compliant in their medication administration. I teach
yeah,
them
it's
about their
amazing.
diseases. I teach them, like, I help define what doctors have told them because doctors will sometimes use very advanced medical terms and the
Yeah,
patients don't understand their disease. So then I
yeah,
make it easier for them.
yeah. It's amazing thing. And there are some nurse like you're trying to understand your patients, but there are some who don't try to understand their profession because it is your responsibility, is your accountability, like to understand the people, like what kind of, in which way they can understand. Yeah, it is a very amazing thing, and you are good because you are understand this.
The role of a nurse is to evaluate, assess, and to teach. Those are the 3 roles of a nurse. Okay? So we
Okay.
can evaluate like our patient's understanding. We can
Yeah,
assess their medical condition and then we can teach them where they're having a problem.
yeah,
Maybe they don't know how to safely get out of a wheelchair. So I would teach them that they need to lock their wheels and they need to use the handlebar or the handles on each side to give them the strength to push themselves up. Because
yeah.
if they try to stand up without the wheels locked, they could fall and injure themselves.
Okay. Nice.
So, yeah, you have to look at the patient. The other part of being a nurse is we get to advocate for our patients. So sometimes the doctor wants the patient to do one thing, but the patient's not willing to do that. So I
Yeah,
get to be a stronger voice than they can be because they're sick, right? For example, like I'll use myself as a
yeah.
patient,
Right.
okay? Um, there's a medication that my doctor wanted me
Yeah.
to take called metformin for diabetes, okay? I've been on metformin before and it
Okay.
causes
Yeah.
terrible motions, okay? And so I said, I won't take it.
Yeah.
And he's like, you need to take it. And I said, I cannot take that medication. I won't take that medication. Don't prescribe me that medication because I won't take it. Now, I'm a nurse, so I understand if I clearly communicate that I will not take that medication because it gives me diarrhea, motions, abdominal cramping. If I clearly
Yeah.
explain to him, then he will look for another medication that can do the same
Yeah.
thing that I can take compliantly. Like
Yeah.
compliancy means like actively taking it consistently. Non-compliance means saying, "Okay, I'll take it," but then I don't take it.
Oh, nice. It's very amazing. So that's why I think you have a good command on communication skill because you are regularly trying to understand your patient, your patient and your students, some your audience. That's it is a very amazing thing. Like it's a very important skill. Like how to teach. Like it is a very important skill. And some people who are know and who are expert in it. Yeah.
Yeah,
And I have a question for you. Like, how old are you? What's your age?
my age is irrelevant.
Relevant, like me.
No, it's not important to know my age.
Okay, but I'm gonna tell you. Now I'm 18 years old. That's why I have not a good experience. So you're cooperating with me. It is a very important thing because I know this is the thing of a good teacher. This is the thing of a good communicator.
Okay.
I'm not a good experience. Yeah, yeah. I have not a good experience. I'm not a good, communication skill. I'm not a good skill. So that's until you are cooperating with me in a good way. You're trying to understand me. You're trying to cooperate with me. So that's the thing is very impressive for me. Yeah,
Well, you're doing the same for me. Like, you're doing a good job communicating with me. And yes, I do have more experience than you. First of all, English is my native language. I
yeah.